Welcome to the AJ Sports Show. So the first section of this show is basically my reaction to the Indianapolis Colts. Gonna keep Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen. Gus Bradley is gone. He's fired. Gus Bradley is like the guy I wanted fired the most because, well, Gus Bradley just does not know how to run a defense. All his defenses is terrible. Going to the Raiders, when he was the head coach of the Jags, the guy just isn't it. So Chris Ballard's going to stay. I don't really like it. The guy has had 7 years, and it's just no. When you're the GM for 7 years and mediocrity is the most you can come up with, I mean, he has a losing record during his tenure as GM. The Colts have only won one playoff game during his tenure. They've only made the playoffs twice. And the last 4 years have been excruciating. 2021, they lost their last two games and they screwed themselves out of the playoff spot. 2020 was a colossal disaster. 2023, the Tyler Goodson drop. And 2024, which is just pure agony. Shane Steichen, I have a love-hate relationship with Shane Steichen. I think schematically, he's a good coach. I don't know if he's going to be the guy. Remember, this is the same Shane Steichen who isn't really concerned about tardiness of his players. Dude, this is the NFL. We have something called Lombardi time. That's just not it. And another issue that the Colts have had is their owner. I mean, Jim Irsay is an idiot of an owner. I mean, it's obvious. I don't even think this guy can think straight. Terrible owner. And we're going to enjoy wasting another first round pick. I mean, the Latu pick, that was bad. I mean, how do you pass up Terrion Arnold, Kool-Aid McKinstry, like Cooper DeJean, like those kind of guys? I don't get it. I genuinely do not get it. Let's look at this draft. I mean, Latu, too early to give up on him. I mean, you have A.D. Mitchell, who low-key was a disappointment. I expected more of A.D. Mitchell, but he's young. Matt Gunkiles from Pitt, nothing impressive. But 2023, this draft really had a couple guys. Anthony Richardson looks to be not good. I'm personally giving up on Anthony Richardson. They're going to give him at least one more year. They probably should. But for me personally, I give up on the guy. Juju Brents is decent. Josh Jones has actually been a good pick. And Jalen Jones has been decent. The Colts did not had a first round pick in 2022, although Alec Pierce has been solid. 2021, Kwity Paye had its moments, but not good. Dale Jimbo has been solid. 2020 didn't have a first round pick, but had two second round picks. Michael Pittman Jr. and Jonathan Taylor have been hits. 2019, the unforgivable Rocky Sin pick. And Paris Campbell. God, Paris Campbell sucked. The last good first round pick that the Colts made was Quentin Nelson. And before that was Ryan Kelly. The Colts have usually missed their first round picks. With the Grigson. Grigson was significantly worse. But Ballard isn't the greatest. When it comes, he's a good scout, but he's just not a good team builder. He doesn't know how to build a championship team. Or like a competitive kind of team. That's my issue with Ballard. Ballard, of course, is going to stay. I don't, I don't get it. I mean, the Colts are not the only franchise. I mean, the Jags fired Doug Peterson, but why not? Why wouldn't you fire Trent Baalke? Giants are not making any changes. I'm still torn if Brian Dable's a good coach or not. Antonio Pierce has yet to be fired. I would if I were the Raiders. Antonio Pierce was a guy who was a good idea at the time, but it just didn't work. So that was kind of my reaction. Just a pitiful idea to keep Ballard for another year. Personally, don't like it, but that's what the Colts are going to deal with for 2025. No Gus Bradley, so they're going to replace the defensive coordinator. I want Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh is a if the Colts hire him as a defensive coordinator, that defense could be fixed because Saleh, although not a good head coach, he knows how to run a defense. I mean, just look at the Jets' defense when he got fired. It was garbage. So let's do a quick I'm just gonna blitz through these recap of these games. Ravens crushed the Browns, no surprise. Lamar is probably gonna be your MVP. Derrick Henry had just a monster season. The Bengals edged out the Steelers in an ugly game where the Bengals overall did not play impressive, but at the end of the day, it was enough to get the win. Colts beat the Jags in overtime 26-23. They took all out Flacco and Jonathan Taylor to win that one. Panthers upset the Falcons 44-38. The Falcons missed the playoffs. I actually had the Falcons winning the division. God, they 28-3 on everything. Yeah. Commanders beat the Cowboys 23-19. God, the Cowboys were a disappointment. Bears upset the Packers. Jordan Love went down, so in comes Malik Willis, and the Bears knocked him out. Texans beat the Titans 23-14. Patriots upset the Bills 23-16. The Bills did rest most of their guys. The Bills already had the number 2 seed clinched up. Didn't get to see Saquon push for the record, but Eagles won anyways, 20-13. Bucks beat the Saints 27-19, so the Bucks clinched the NFC South for the second year in a row. Didn't expect it, but we'll go from there. Broncos crushed the Chiefs 38-0. It just was not going to be the Chiefs' night. First of all, they had a late plane ride to Denver. It was not meant to be. And plus, the Chiefs rested pretty much any good player they had. They're trying to get ready for the playoffs. Chargers won against the Raiders 34-20. Seahawks beat the Rams 30-25. Oh, the Seahawks still missed the playoffs. Lol. God, dude. The Seahawks may be the least impressive 10-win team I've ever seen. Jets actually played good football 3 months too late against the Dolphins 32-20. Cardinals crushed the Niners 47-24. And the Lions beat the Vikings handily 31-9. So before I get to the wild card games, I definitely got to show a little bit of the predictions. And God, this was a disaster. I had the Ravens winning the AFC North. They did. I had them going 13-4. They went 12-5, so that's like a 1-game differential. I had the Bengals going 11-6. They went 9-8. Their defense was awful. I had the Browns going 8-9. Yeah, that failed. The Chiefs did a little bit better. I knew the Chiefs would be pretty solid, but I didn't expect a 13-4 season. This AFC West division is where I really was wrong. I mean, my goodness. Raiders, I had them 8-9. They're 4-win team. And a couple of others, I had the Chargers going 6-11. They went 11-6 this year. Broncos 4-13. They're 10-7. They make the playoffs. The couple ones I was really wrong with was the Texans. I really felt like the Texans could have made the Super Bowl before the season started. It just did not work. Stroud had a sophomore slump. The offensive line was garbage. D'Amico Ryans regressed as head coach. Just everything just fell flat. The Jags, I had them winning 10 games. I felt like the Jags would have a bounce back season. That failed miserably. They went 4-13 dead. Yeah. The Titans were as bad as I expected. I was completely right on the Titans. The Bills did a lot better than I expected. I expected the Bills to take a little bit of a step back. They dominated. The Jets, I didn't expect the Jets to reach their full potential. I did not expect the Jets to be that big of a disaster. I was absolutely right about the Dolphins. I knew the Dolphins were just not an impressive team, and I was right about that. But my biggest miss has to be the Niners. The Niners, they were just so injured to hell. They hardly were able to get out of the gates. The Rams did exactly what I did, just squeezed by because of the structure. Seahawks, about the team I expected, just missed the playoffs. Cardinals did slightly better, but they were not that impressive. Lions, I knew the Lions were going to be good. I did not expect the Lions to absolutely dominate everything in sight. The Packers, they went as I expected. The Bears were an absolute disaster. I felt like the Bears would show progress. They showed you none. And by the way, they're allegedly wanting to get Mike McCarthy as head coach. Good luck. God, the Bears suck at everything. Please don't ruin Cam Williams. Vikings. I had the Vikings winning 5 games. They had an offseason of just total nightmare. And then they have a 14-win season. I had the Falcons win the division. That didn't work, obviously. Bucks take that division. The Saints were a little better than I expected them to be, and the Carolina Panthers were slightly better than I expected to be. I had the Cowboys just squeezing winning the division out of their ass. They did not. They missed the playoffs entirely. The minute Dak went down, they were screwed. Eagles, they played better than I expected to be. They won on high-end talent alone. And the Commanders, I didn't think they were ready. They had a 12-win season. They had their best season since '91. And the Giants sucked, and we all know this. As for who won the number one pick sweepstakes, that goes to the Titans. They're going to draft a quarterback. The Cleveland Browns are probably drafting a quarterback. The Giants are in hell again. I mean, basically, if Shador or Cam Ward don't fall in our lap, take an offensive lineman or something. New England gets the fourth pick. I think New England's going to draft. I think New England's going to be the ones that land Travis Hunter. Jags get the fifth. Las Vegas is at sixth. Jets get the seventh pick. Couple other interesting ones. Cowboys get the 12th pick. I have a weird feeling they're going to take Ashton Gentry. The Colts get the 14th pick. And the Niners will actually pick pretty high this year's draft day. I don't know what you would do if you're the Niners, because I don't know how the hell you're going to keep all your guys. Because Brock's going to get paid, right? So how the hell they're going to retain all their guys, I don't know. But let's do a little quick of just look at stat leaders. Why not? So the passing leader, of course, was Joe Burrow. He led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns. He had the best season of his career. Unfortunately, their defense was god awful. Other quarterbacks that had great seasons. Lamar Jackson had the best season of his career. I mean, you thought 2019 was his peak. 2024, he's reached a new peak. Baker Mayfield had easily the best season of his career. He was amazing. Jared Goff played really. The most surprising had to be Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold played out of his mind. I mean, who expected 35 touchdown passes from an unanimous draft bust? I didn't. Bo Nix actually had one of the best rookie seasons of a quarterback. Josh Allen was amazing. Aaron Rodgers had a weird season. Jaden Daniels played very well. Geno Smith was a guy who threw a lot of yards, but turned the ball over a good amount of times. Herbert, I mean, doesn't have the best kind of numbers that you expect from Justin Herbert, but he was efficient, and the Chargers were winning games. The most sacked quarterback was Caleb Williams. He got sacked a whopping 68 times. Jesus, you're going to get him killed. Will Levis threw 4 pick sixes. Good Lord. The rushing title, of course, goes to Saquon Barkley. He had 2,005 rushing yards. A couple other good ones. Derrick Henry was right behind him with over 1,900 yards. Bijan Robinson, Jonathan Taylor, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Kyron Williams. Numerous 1,000 yarders. Let's take a look at how many 1,000 yard rushers. 16,000 yard rushers this season. Once again, this was the year where the offense kind of got going again. 3 guys had 16 rushing touchdowns. James Cook, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Derrick Henry. The receiving leader was, of course, Jamar Chase. He was otherworldly. Other receivers that had great seasons. Justin Jefferson, Brian Thomas, Amara St. Brown, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, even though he missed a few games. Jerry Jeudy actually had a pretty solid season. About time for him. CeeDee Lamb before he went down. Ladd McConkey was actually really good. Jordan Addison. Those wide receivers played well. And the best tight ends of the game, Mark Andrews and Brock Bowers. They're like the 2 of the absolute best tight ends. Also, shout out to Malik Neighbors. He also had an amazing season. A couple defensive stats, nothing really important. Kirby Joseph led the league with 9 interceptions. Why am I name dropping TJ Hawkinson? Trey Hendrickson led the league in 17.5 sacks. Most tackles went to Zaire Franklin. And TJ Watt led the league in forced fumbles with 6. Passes defended, Denzel Ward led the league with 19. I don't even know who's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, to be honest with you. I don't think anyone played good enough to warrant the award. Although there was some defensive guys that had good seasons, but not nothing memorable. Once again, this was the year of the offense, which is fun to watch because last year it was all about the running game and sloppy football and opportunistic defenses. So to close this episode out, and I'll review a little college. Why not? I'll do a quick review. The rest of the playoffs. Basically, Georgia played like crap against Notre Dame. Arizona State got robbed. That should have been targeting. Texas won. Oregon does their annual choking. Got blown the hell out by Ohio State. And Penn State just overwhelmed Boise State. So the semifinals, Notre Dame against Penn State for the Orange Bowl. I think Penn State wins. I think they're just a better team. It's going to be a 2017 low-scoring, physical kind of game. I expect Penn State to win that one. Ohio State and Texas, I think Ohio State beats Texas. I think Ohio State is playing their best football at the right time. They've blown Tennessee and Oregon out of the water. And who I think wins the national title, I think Ohio State. I think they're actually going to get it done. And Ryan Day's legacy is going to be saved. Because Ryan Day needs a national title to be respected in Columbus. And to close this out, quick little preview of the wildcard games. Chargers against the Texans. This will be a Saturday, 4 o'clock game. My pick is the Chargers. The Texans they were barely getting by. I think the Chargers just beat them and put them out of their misery. Then the Saturday night, Steelers against the Ravens in Baltimore. I don't think this is much of a contest. I think Ravens win. The Steelers have been skidded. Their offense has been shot to pieces. The Steelers' defense has regressed as the season went on. And the Ravens are just playing their best football. So my money is on the Ravens. Broncos against the Bills. I have a feeling this game is going to be close, but I think the Bills will be in control. Bills will be in control the whole way. I think Buffalo wins that one. Packers against the Eagles. This will be the toughest one. It purely depends if Jordan Love would be ready to go. If Jordan Love doesn't have any lingering issues with that injury. Oh wait, Christian Watson is gone for the season. You're fucked. Eagles are going to kick the Packers' ass. Packers need Christian Watson. Packers need as much guys as they get. You lost your key guys. Eagles are winning that one. Commanders against the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay for the Sunday Nighter. I actually think Tampa Bay is going to win this one. Commanders have been a very good team, but I just think they're too young. They're just not ready. They're not ready for a playoff push. I think Tampa Bay wins. I think Baker Mayfield, that offense is going to go crazy. The Monday Nighter, the Vikings and the Rams, even though the Vikings couldn't get it going against the Lions, I just think they're just outright the better team. I think they'll beat the Rams. So that kind of concludes this episode. You got my instant reaction of the Colts keeping Ballard and Steichen. I think both should go. Quick little review of the final week's games, and so a little preview of the wild card and the college football semifinals. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.